I'm going to get into the good news right away, and that's that we are going to be seeing sunnier and drier conditions as early as tomorrow in Toronto. The bad news is that that's going to be your last chance to enjoy the sunshine before we get into another stretch of wet and dreary conditions that will last a lot longer than I know many of you would like. Temperatures remaining very mild heading into the evening and overnight, though, and that rain continues hour by hour. There might be a slight lull as those Jays fans are just starting to head into the Rogers Center. Don't count on it, word of advice, because we are still expecting rain well into the evening. And for those fans that are getting drenched just to see the Jays, you guys are troopers. Now, this is the system that we've been dealing with, and it's been impacting large sections of the province with downpours, but also some strong winds. Our communities in the north, like Sudbury and Timmins, still under a rainfall warning for 75 millimeters of rain by the time the system moves on. And we were seeing some special weather statements in effect for parts of southern Ontario earlier in the day for strong wind gusts up to 85 kilometers per hour. Those statements have cleared. That doesn't mean the winds have been a walk in the park, and we've been seeing them gust upwards of 50 in Toronto, just now in Peterborough as well, Windsor. And when you have wind speeds like that, along with rain at times heavy, it can be uncomfortable to say the least when you have water droplets hitting your face at that speed. Now, we've been cooling down from west to east as that cold front moves through. These communities hanging on to warmth for dear life, but by the time tomorrow rolls around, all of that will come to an end, and we'll see those temperatures dip to the mid to low teens for many. Now, here is that rain continuing well into your evening, overnight, and into Monday morning. By the afternoon, drier, sunnier skies. But for our viewers in eastern Ontario, you guys will linger in that wet stretch of conditions until the evening hours, so do be mindful of that. A mix of sun and cloud in Toronto by the afternoon, 16 degrees your high. Watch out for still a windy day, gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour. Kevin?
Thank you, Noor.
You're watching Global News.
Oh, we got your weather forecast with Noor Rafat. Noor, there is some sun heading our way, but you got to really take advantage.
Yeah, that is the case, Kevin. And really, the moral of the story here is take advantage and don't get too comfortable, because it could be sunny one day and then rainy and cloudy and windy the next. And that's going to be a roller coaster ride for some in the next few days. Let's take a look at how long that turbulent weather will last. Well, here is your reminder / warning / heads up. Tomorrow, the sun returns. Enjoy it while you can, because by Tuesday, it's cloud cover and rain yet again. 16 degrees for that high in Toronto. It's still going to be quite windy, gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour possible, and there will be some wet weather for the start of your day before those clouds start to clear and the sun starts to shine. So we're already noticing a cool down after those incredible warm-ups today and yesterday, with temperatures into the 30s, or what it feels like into the 30s towards southwestern Ontario. Montreal also on the cool down with some cloud cover, some wet weather, courtesy of that same system. Atlantic Canada lingering in some warm temperatures for a little while longer. Now, the big story has been, of course, this system that has brought some crazy winds and crazy downpours across large parts of Ontario, and it is continuing its track east, heading into Quebec as we speak. Now, when we shake off this system, unfortunately, there's another one nearby ready to take its place, but it'll take about 24 hours. So Monday morning, it's still quite wet in southern Ontario in the east, starting to dry up and brighten up by the afternoon. Things are looking good. If you are one of our viewers in eastern Ontario, it's going to be quite rainy until the evening, but things will dry up heading into your Tuesday morning. And here we are, already involved with system number 2. This is going to push on, bringing some showers, some cloud cover for your morning and afternoon, and by the evening, round number 3. And it continues Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, so moral of the story, it's going to be a bit hard to shake off that cloud cover, that rain in the next few days. Patience is a great thing. We can keep that handy, right? Along with the umbrella, along with the rain jacket. And of course, be wary of the windy conditions, especially tomorrow, but it will be quite breezy heading into your Tuesday, at times into your Wednesday as well. Potentially those winds might not be as strong as what you saw today. 7 overnight in London, 9 in Fort Erie. Tomorrow, 14 degrees over there, 13 for Muskoka, 12 in Barrie, and 13 for our viewers in Peterborough and in Belleville. Your next 7 days, 14 on Tuesday with that wet weather, 12 on Wednesday. Yes, we're saying goodbye to those low 20s that we just saw, 11s for Thursday and Friday. But watch what happens as we head into the weekend. The sun starts to shine when it matters, and we're looking at a beautiful Saturday and Sunday with seasonal temperatures.
Also cooperated for the Leaside Redway Dog Run that took place today ahead of Halloween. Dogs got to show off their costumes, with the first 200 receiving a special prize, and even some of the owners got in on the action, coordinating costumes with their adorable pups.
When you speak with dog owners, Halloween has become such a tradition they embrace, from costumes to treats to a 360-degree photo booth. This is an occasion that people really look forward to.
This is my Bumblebee, and I make all her costumes myself. This is her crocheted Bumblebee costume, and I'm her flower.
And you might confuse us for Blue Jays players, but we're actually World Series champions.
Since then, the wet weather has certainly moved in across the city, but for how long could this stick around? Well, we'll get an answer on that. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Afat. Hey, Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. I'll tell you right now that wet weather isn't going to stick around for tomorrow. In fact, you'll see drier and sunnier conditions by tomorrow afternoon. For the fans that are heading out of the Rogers Center going home, though, really hoping you've got an umbrella handy, because we're not done with the wet weather just yet this evening. Expecting more rain, more gusting winds, 12 degrees for that overnight low. And by the way, that's almost as warm as your average high during this time of year. So safe to say, yes, we're well above average again. And this weekend was quite something, with those temperatures into the low, mid, and even upper 20s for large parts of the province. Here's a look at that low pressure system that drenched those fans heading into the Rogers Center today. And for a chance to see the Jays play live, I would say it's worth it. But we're still dealing with pretty much the system that's bringing rain, downpours, especially into northern parts of the province, up to 75 millimeters possible for areas like Sudbury and Timmins. So we were seeing rainfall warnings in place over there. We were also seeing special weather statements for some strong gusting winds earlier in the afternoon. Those cleared even before our early evening show, but we know that those gusts were quite strong, and they continue to be heading into the evening. So peaked at 65 around the Chatham region, 44 to 50 around Toronto, and yes, they're still going this evening, especially around southwestern Ontario, but with a change now from the northwest. So there's cooler air moving in, and that will make for a cooler feel tomorrow and dwindling temperatures in the next few days. What about the rain? Well, it's still going to be raining tomorrow morning, but by the late morning, sunshine, dry conditions. And if you think we're done with the wet weather just yet, think again, because by Tuesday, round number 2 and then 3, and we'll talk about it in the full forecast. 16 degrees, your high, and yes, watch out for those gusting winds up to 50 kilometers an hour. Kevin?
Thank you, Noor. There are... All right, let's get to the forecast with Noor Afat. Noor, it sounds like you got to take advantage of the sun when you can.
Yeah, that will be the case, Kevin. For many, they didn't get a chance to see the sun today. Sometimes wet, sometimes dry. But yes, that will be the big story in the coming days, because we're in for some stubborn cloud cover, stubborn rain at times, and along with that, to switch up in those temperatures. Let's take a look. Better days are ahead as early as tomorrow. Here comes the sun by the afternoon in Toronto, but you're going to have to deal with some lingering wet weather in the morning, and also these strong gusting winds up to 50 kilometers per hour. Temperatures still above average, but there is quite a change from what you saw today and yesterday, into those low 20s, and now we're into the mid-teens, a high of 15 to 16. So we've been seeing those cool downs unfold as that cold front moves west to east. I know it's heartbreaking, but the good news is that those cool downs in the coming days won't actually be too uncomfortable. In fact, it'll just bring temperatures down closer to seasonal, if not slightly below that range. So that is good news. You won't have to make for a drastic wardrobe change. The one thing I do want to tell you, though, is that prepare to see some lingering wet weather, some stubborn wet weather and cloud cover in the next few days. So while this system is moving out, by tomorrow, again, the afternoon, things start to clear up in southern Ontario, even earlier than that in the southwest. There is another system not too far behind, and it rolls in Tuesday. So a dry start for your Tuesday morning, and then by the late morning, wet weather rolls in. This could be a windy one as well. It moves out, but round number 3 rolls in, and it continues Thursday or Tuesday evening into your Wednesday morning, afternoon, and evening. So, again, if you see some sunshine, and that you will tomorrow, make sure you enjoy it, because we've got another stretch of wet weather that will be quite stubborn in the coming days. 8 overnight tonight in London, 7 in Sault Ste. Marie, 3 in Timmins. Tomorrow, 17 in Windsor, 14 in Fort Erie, and some 13s around London, Wyerton, Milton, and Belleville tomorrow. Your next 7 days, 15 by Tuesday, and it's closer to seasonal by Wednesday, 12 degrees with that lingering wet weather. Thursday, still with those clouds, and then things start to brighten up, it seems, when it actually matters. The weekend rolls around. Those temperatures are seasonal, but they will be comfortable and beautiful if you're dressed for